Welcome to Punch Your Agents, the podcast where we throw punches at the real estate status quo. We're your hosts, Mike Shipman here.
And Daniel Nolan.
Join us as we dive into the world of real estate, sharing stories, insights, and expert advice on all things related to real estate.
So sit back, grab a drink, and get ready to
Punch your agents.
All right, good morning. Welcome to another episode of Punch Your Agent. And when I say good morning, I say cheers, friends.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Mike made us some drinks for this morning.
Yes,
Cheers.
and it's really good.
It actually is phenomenally good.
I'm a trained professional.
I don't know if that's true, but it works. Oh, crap. Got a little sourness right there. That's good. Anyways, I'm Daniel Nolan. This is Mike Shipman. And who do we have today?
I'm Treniecee with the Vibe Brokerage.
Woo, how are you doing?
Yes, I'm doing great.
And how's your life in real estate going so far?
It's going good. I can't complain.
And do you drink every morning or, it's actually not that morning. It's like 11, so
Yeah, it's the right time somewhere.
Right?
Somewhere it's the right time, yes.
Very true. Very true. So how often do you feel you drink more now as a real estate agent than you did before you became a real estate agent?
Oh, yes, most definitely. Yes.
I can vouch for that. I do too.
Ooh, yes.
Man.
The days can be long.
We had an episode where I was talking about, professions. It ranked the alcoholics, and realtors was number 2.
Oh, wow. What was number 1?
I forgot, but I'll just focus on realtor.
Drunk to
There it
remember.
is.
But number 2, that's bad for realtors. Oh my God. I have joined them.
One of us.
And so I'll tell you all about my morning just because I've been waiting to say this because, it's so fun. So last night I get a text from somebody, one of my buddies that's sponsoring an event for a bunch of realtors. We won't say who they are, but So anyways, I go to this event, man, and then my buddy pulls up in a golf cart and he drives me to the front. I'm like, oh, wow, this is pretty cool, man. I get to park, it's dropped right off the front door, walk to the front door, and it's like a realtor breakfast with a speaker, all this type of stuff. And I get to the front door, they want me to scan in. I'm like, oh, well, I'm not signed up for anything. They just told me to come last night, because y'all were trying to fill the seats or whatever. And they were like, oh, they're like, who told you to come? And I mentioned the person's name. He's one of the sponsors here.
Right.
And they're like, sorry, are you here to drive the golf carts for everybody? And I was like, no. And then I turned around and walked out. Yeah, they won't let me in. And I'm like, is that fat shaming? It's like, oh, he's going to eat 2 breakfasts. It's like, yeah, man, I'm on a fat shot too, I'm like, crap, man, I'm not going to eat anything. But yeah, so when I was walking out, I text my buddy, and I was just like, and he pulled back up. He's like, man, let me make a call. I was like, no, we're good.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to make a call. He's like, man, they've been begging me to get people here because they were trying to tell me to bring you too, and to bring you, bring all the realtors that you have. Because I said, I have a little bit of time. We're doing a podcast this morning. And bring Mike, and then bring your friend too. And I was like, it's 8:30 in the morning, man. No one want to come to this shit. But so yeah, that was my fun time. So as much as I was going to go there to try to get other agents on our podcast and all this stuff, y'all missed out. But anyways, so
Tisk.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun stuff, dude.
Damn, man. So you didn't go to it at all?
No, I went to it.
Well, but yeah.
I went to it and turned my ass right back around.
Damn. I mean, I'm the valet driver. As soon as they give me the keys, where's your car?
That was such an insult.
You're right.
Oh, man. I don't know how I would have felt about that.
Well, especially they were like, man, they're trying to fill the seats. He's like, let me make a call. Like, nah, we're good. Like, because
First impressions, man.
They should have been like, oh, hold on, because they asked me if I was a realtor. I was like, yes, I'm a realtor. Like,
Yeah.
So scanned. They sent me pull up my HAR app. They wanted me to scan in, and I'm like, I'm not signed up for this event. Like, oh, well, you can't be here.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I was like, well, damn. You seem to be, all high and mighty. Like,
Right. Yeah. That rubbed me wrong, man.
Yeah. So the fact that when you're like, hey, we're gonna drink some we're drinking tequila this morning.
Yeah,
I was
tequila.
Like, fine with me.
Let's go.
I'm sorry that happened to you, buddy.
That's okay. It makes this beginning really good. People might actually tune in now. Like, oh crap, they got multiple things going on. They're bitching about being a real estate agent.
We got the tea today. All right, so Treniecee, I met her at Champions, and she started, when I first went to class, she sat in the front, and it's like, okay, that's where the smart people sit, is in front.
So you were in the back?
No, I was
hallway?
in between, I was in between, and, she was very friendly, said good morning to me. I was like, oh, she's a nice lady. And we built a rapport with each other.
Yeah.
And then after took some classes, I had her some other classes, and, and I walked in, she's like, hey, it's like, sit over here. I'm like, all right, cool. And she forced me to like really focus on my studies, because there wasn't time to play around. So I mean, we sit there and just bounce, questions off each other, and I mean, just nonstop. And so yeah, that's how I met Treniecee, and we're very thankful and glad that you're here today. And we started our journey together, as little fledglings in the bird nest, and look at us now, realtors.
I know it's only the beginning. We got a lot more to go. But
Yes.
It's an honor. I appreciate it. And my what I remember when you took me to the gas station across the street, the Mexican restaurant,
Yes.
for lunch, that was my favorite.
Oh,
That's what I always remember. It's the lunch.
Yeah, it's lunch. Yeah.
Did you
that
like
place?
it?
It was good. It's weird because it's a gas station, right?
Yeah.
But they had like
All the food.
all the different types of like food. So it's like
Like a New York bodega type?
kinda almost,
Yeah.
man. So I mean, yeah. So like you walk in, it's like a normal gas station, but they have like all types of like tortas and tacos. That's what
That's
you got.
what we was
the
the
torta.
torta from you, yeah.
She's like, what's this? Like, oh, that's a torta.
And I was like, that was
The
good.
only way you sound Mexican is when you say that word.
I know. Like when people find out I'm half Hispanic, they find out like when I say certain words, like I don't say tortillas, I'm like tortillas. Like, oh, where did that accent come from? I was like, oh, I'm half Mexican. Yeah.
I'm so half Cuban that none of my words change. They all say the same. That's how half white I am.
I'm more Southern, so
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I
So,
have little words here and there that people be like, okay.
Yeah.
Like street,
yeah.
music.
So Treniecee, I know where you're from originally.
Okay.
Yeah. Tell Daniel and our.
Oh, well,
audience
I'm
where you're from.
originally from Memphis, Tennessee. I relocated to Houston in 2019. So I've been here ever since.
So, Memphis barbecue or Texas?
It's funny that you asked that because in Memphis, I feel like we had the best barbecue. But when I came to Houston, I'm like, oh, wow, we got some competition. Yeah. Because everywhere else I go try barbecue, it's not that. And
Like Kansas City, I heard that's, I don't want to.
So, yeah. So when people like barbecue, I'd be like sort of skeptical on where to try from.
Right.
But I can say for the most part, Texas is pretty good when it comes to the barbecue.
And it's different styles of barbecue too, right?
Because Memphis was more wet style and here is more dry rub.
Right.
So
dry rub. Yep.
it still was more flavorful, and good too. So
Yeah, we went a few years ago. We went to Nashville and we stopped in Memphis. We got some barbecue, and me and my daughter Caleb, and we loved the barbecue sauce. Like I don't really put barbecue sauce on Texas barbecue.
Yeah.
Because I just like some salt or
Yeah,
whatever.
pepper. That's all it needs.
Yeah, and
If it's good.
I might dip a little bit, but I
Right.
don't want it like
Drenched.
slathered in there.
Yeah.
But when we were in Nashville, there was like Texas barbecue was everywhere. Like, damn, even in their own state, they can't beat out Texas. It's like, and then a couple people that were local, they're like, oh yeah, Texas barbecue is better than, it's everywhere. Like,
Yeah, right.
Cool.
Yeah, same thing happened. I was in South Dakota, and my friends lived there. And
Eating corn.
Yeah, eating corn. Definitely eating corn. But they had a restaurant and said, Texas barbecue. I was like, let me be the judge of this. Texas barbecue in South Dakota. And it was good. But when I asked, do you have fajitas? They're like, what's that? I'm like, skirt steak. Oh, that's trash meat. I'm like, trash meat? I'm like, dude, like, y'all have no idea that's gold, man. But yeah, they didn't even know what fajitas were. So I'm like, yeah, this ain't Texas barbecue.
So what was your like wake up call to what it's like to be a realtor? Like what was the first thing where you're like, oh shit, this isn't on TV, because there's a lot of those in life.
Well, it's actually funny you say that because my kids, when I became a realtor, they just was like, okay, you're a realtor, you got this money, so you need to, we want this, we want that, I want Sweet 16. And I'm like, it's not what you think. But what they see is like, okay, you must be making money. You need to go
$1
get
million
it.
like listing type TV show.
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, you got to work your way up. It just don't come like that. But yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little process, but I feel like as long as you stay consistent and keep going, it's gonna eventually pay off. Like building that pipeline, like real estate coming into the game, it's not nothing that's going to take off first year, 2 year. But if you stay in the game, I feel like if you build rapport, you're going to be that. You know what I mean? If that's what you want, you're going to get it.
I mean, I started like 13 years ago, and in my first month, I sold $10 million.
Wow.
I'm bullshitting.
I'm like, motivate me. I'm not going hard enough.
No, it takes a while. It's just like with me and Mike doing the podcast, right now, like, man, numbers are lower, but we're still we're still getting, people watching. So that's cool. But it's not the amount that you eventually want, but we put in a lot of work, man. Like we put in, from editing to trying to promote to everything that we're doing. Like, and then on top of us being realtors, which is, your hours are already, you have no idea what your hours are going to be like.
Oh, that's another thing. The hours. Oh my God. At first I thought like I was going to be able to manage time. No. I suck right now. I'm trying to like play it into part on keeping my schedule in line. Like even with today being here at 11 o'clock, I'm setting alarm clocks and then I'm trying to make little notes of what I have to do for certain things because I would just clearly be like, oh my God, just today. And even like with my appointments, like for showings and stuff, I'm like, I have to keep up with it. Like I need something to shout out to me. Like you need to be headed this way in the next hour type thing. But yeah, scheduling is, it's a tough one for me. And I like to do the gym. And I thought like maybe, being a real estate agent, I can go to the gym whenever I feel like it. No. It's like if I decide to go to the gym around 8 or 9, it's the worst because I would start getting phone calls, starting to reply to emails. So it's like if I don't make it to the gym before 5, it just doesn't work out for me.
About 5 in the morning?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't know what that time of day looks like.
Yeah, and then I thought like, cause I transitioned from working full time at Rooms to Go into real estate, so I thought like maybe I can get rid of that 5 o'clock schedule, but no, it still plays a part of it to be productive for me anyway.
Yeah,
but yeah.
I think the hours is one thing that most people don't realize. I remember one time I got an offer. I had a listing. I got an offer from a new agent. And she told me she was new. I was like, cool, well, let me try to help you out through this whole process, Any questions you have, obviously go to your broker. But if you just have, a stupid, simple question that I can answer fairly for you, I will.
Yeah.
And but I remember I called her back to let her know that her people we were gonna accept their offer. And she said, if it's after 6 p.m. on a weekday, I'll return your call by 9 a.m. the next morning. And I was like, and it also said like, and I will not return calls on Sundays and this and that. And I'm just like, man, some people do the Sundays, but she basically was trying to work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. And I'm like, man, this girl ain't lasting.
Yeah.
There's no way you lasted.
Yeah, I was pretty much threw that out the window, like trying to have a certain time that I don't respond. Because sometimes I had somebody inbox me at like 12 in the morning. Actually, last night, one of my clients inboxed me at 4 a.m.
Yeah,
I glanced at it,
but
I returned the text like in a few hours. But yeah, I understand because like even before I got my real estate license, I was like, I don't care. I want to be in it. If they call me at 2 in the morning, they have an issue, I want to answer their phone at 2 in the morning. So I had already sort of prepared myself for that. But you do get a push to the side a little bit when you hear everyone saying like you need to take control of your business. You don't have to do that, but I feel like if you like hungry and you trying to get it, this is where it is for now. Like maybe in the future, once I build a rapport, like maybe I will put time blocks in, but like for now, it's just like I'm open and available.
If I'm awake, man, I'll answer, for the most part, but I don't answer anything super late because what I realize is most of the time when those people are calling you that late, they're drunk and then you can't answer anything to them anyway because they don't understand. So you might as well just be asleep. Like I usually don't answer after like 9 p.m. They can shoot me a text, and if I want to, I'll respond back. But like I'll answer my phone nonstop. But I remember like one point I decided I had one client that could only take off. He was only off one day a week and was on Sundays. So I showed every Sunday. I had bought Sunday NFL tickets so I could watch football at home. I'm not getting to watch any of that. And at the end, everything goes through. We get in contract. He was pre-approved, or he was pre-qualified, but not pre-approved. Like it wasn't final, And he basically lied about something on his application. Like his his employment wasn't there for like 2 years. He was only there for like 6 months. So anyways, the whole thing fell apart. So after that, I was like, screw it, man. I'm taking Sundays off from now on.
Yeah.
Because I've been established. I think by then I'd already been doing it for like 10 years. But then the market slowed up, so I'm like, let's go on Sunday. Let's go.
I'm back.
That was a short break. Damn. And now I'm off on Sundays because the market's slow, but it ain't intentional. It's
Yeah.
like,
My last client, I remember I was answering the phone at 11:30 at night, talking to them. You remember that pressure I was under, man. I was like, 11:30 at night, I'm getting phone calls, and I'm answering like, man, I want that money. Let's go.
Yes.
yeah.
Because I wanted to make sure I had that, buttoned up before the morning, and then had to deal with whatever else, another obstacle I have with that on top of it. So I might as well just take care of it right then and there. So that's one less thing I have to worry about in the morning,
Yeah, that was one of the deals that Mike gets from his lawyer buddy. So they're like, even though I've been doing this for so long, I'm like, I don't know the answer to that either, Mike, but we'll figure it out.
Yes,
Get the lawyer back involved because, I don't.
Answer your damn phone, Sean.
Right?
Like texting him,
We need you.
I don't know how you want me to respond to this.
Oh,
shout out to
but
Sean
you know
Williamson.
what? I love Chat GPT and Claude
Claude's
yeah.
great.
because I would screenshot a message and upload it, and it will give me the perfect answer. I'll read it to make sure this is what I wanted to say, but
Right.
that's been like the most easiest for me.
Yeah.
No worries.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all like
yeah,
that? Do
yeah,
y'all put it incorporated into real estate?
Well,
The
I saw
AI?
you earlier when we were downstairs. Like, my wife's in AI. Like, she builds stuff for a living. So, like,
Okay.
I'm building, or I say I am. My wife even texts. So we're basically gonna, when everything's said and done, we're totally using it, and it's coming into our confident buying group stuff. So our goal is just to be able to talk to it and it talk right back to you, and then be able to help stuff out. So that's what we're working on right now.
Yeah,
just trying to make things easier.
That's awesome, and it's going to free up a lot of time and make you available to do other things too.
Yeah,
And it's a nice tool. I mean, yes, it questions. I mean, it'll line it up. I mean, you don't have to go verbatim what it says, but I mean, you could take the key points. Like, this makes sense. Okay,
Right.
I'll use this.
Well, one thing that you need to pay attention to whenever your client tells you they've chat GPT'd this or whatever. So those things are coming off your model. So let's just say a house is a really good deal. Like that house I have in Tomball, that's just way underpriced. Well, they might not think it's a good deal because, I had to get new carpet or this and this and that. And so if you've fed that into your AI, whatever AI system you're using, it's meant to mold, kind of think like you are. If you don't exactly tell it, is this a good deal in general? Not for me because, yes, I got to replace flooring. Well, the house is $50,000 underpriced. So it's a good damn deal because it ain't gonna cost you $50,000 to put in new flooring. It's just carpet stained. But I'm saying so if you don't teach your AI model to think kind of like you do, and yet to be objective to what everyone else is thinking, then your house is always gonna be worth more, or the house you're trying to buy is always gonna be worth less. But you have to make it be objective. In general, if this person was buying this house, is this a good deal? You have to make it objective. If not,
Yeah, I agree because what I noticed is a certain way you have to X AI, and if you don't, it will give you a thrown off answer. So I learned that throughout. I've been practicing with the AI for about 2 years now, so I got a little bit more hang of it as I go and use it more. And also, with the continuing education, the legal update I just did, it was saying more about the Chat GPT. It was basically saying it's not against it, but it's saying it can make mistakes, but it's still up to you as the realtor to make sure you look over it and make sure it's the right things that it's saying. But it for sure is saying to push and use it, but to be careful as well when it comes to the legal terms.
Double check even the
legal
AI's
terms,
answers.
definitely. Well, also this is an easy one. Me and Mike got this camera for the podcast, right? Because we started off just doing our phones originally, and then our buddy who's a photographer came in and brought all these different cameras in. Of course, they were $1,000 each. We weren't going that high, but he had told us what camera to get. So when I was going back and forth with it, I was asking, because I went to go take pictures of I have a house that's pretty ran down, so I wasn't hiring a professional photographer for that one. I was like, hey, I brought my camera, and then at the last minute I clouded it, and I was like, hey, should I use my iPhone 16 or should I use my camera? Well, blah blah blah, and it told me I should use my phone. So then I was like, let me go ahead and ask if this camera is better for the podcast, and it said no, my phone was better, Right. And I was like, well, that kind of sucks. But then I said, what happens if I already had a professional photographer and videographer come out and recommend this camera? I was like, oh, well, that person's going to be better because that person knows the depth room, how wide the room is, the lighting, and blah, blah, blah. So once you said I already had a professional that's in this, in this like realm, and it was like, oh no, listen to him, don't listen to me. Okay. So yeah, it has a general idea, but it also knows its level, So, because it's like here, this room is so narrow, it's long, but it's narrow as crap. It's just an example of like, yeah, man, it's not 100%, but Terminator coming soon.
Right.
That's dope.
So you were saying earlier, we're downstairs and I was kind of asking a couple questions and you said you had a good first time buyer type experience. Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Hang on. I need to sip real quick.
I know, right?
I don't want to spit my drink out on this on my board,
No, we don't want that. Okay, so this is basically what happened. I was working at Rooms to Go. I had a coworker that came to me where he knew I had got my real estate license. So he came to me. He was like, "Hey, I have a potential client for you. They want to look at homes in the Richmond area." And I'm like, "Cool." I was excited. It was my first time, so I was clueless. So I hurry up and got on the phone with my brokerage and ended up connecting with a mentor. So she was trying to guide me through the process. So the day that I had to show the house, I was planning on going on my lunch break. So everything that you think went wrong. So first off, the first obstacle I had was my car. My car had broke down like the day before I was supposed to go out to the listing. So I ended up going to rent me a car. So I hopped over that. I ended up getting a car. So I was like, okay, I got my way there. So I'm at work. It was a Sunday, matter of fact. It was around like 2:00. I was going to leave lunch, take a long lunch, and go show them some properties. So I'm excited. I'm at work. I'm like, yes, I have a showing on lunch. And Guess what happened?
What?
I dropped my phone and it shattered to pieces.
Oh, man.
Everything was in my phone, from their contact, the address. I needed maps.
How the hell are you going to get in the house? Because your super's hooked up to your phone.
Oh, my God. So I instantly freak out. I'm crying. I'm at work. And people looking at me like, what just happened to her? Because, I'm cheerful. I'm going.
Like, someone didn't buy a couch. That's what's wrong.
Yes. So I'm just standing around my coworkers like, what's wrong? And I'm just crying. I'm crying. And so I went to the back in the break room so people would stop asking me what was wrong with me. So one of my coworkers came outside and he was like, what's going on? So I just like let it flow and told him what happened. And he just whammed out his credit card. Was like, here, go fix your phone. I went straight to Walmart. In like 15 minutes, they fixed my phone. I made it to the appointment on time. And when I was sitting at the table across from them, I'm sweating because all the things that I had to do to get here, they're not knowing. I didn't tell them what all I had to do to get there. But yes, my hair was all over my head at this point. But I made it happen. We saw the houses that day. Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
See, that's the stuff you don't ever see on TV.
Yes.
The hustle.
Yeah, man. There's so much hustle that goes into this.
Man.
Like, it is not just like, hey, you're rich. Like,
I know, because I was like, no, I don't want to. This is my first one. I don't want to let them down. But it's like the card and the phone. It was like, okay. But I pushed through. So, yay. But thank you to that coworker, though.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. You had someone that cool, like, in your corner, just be like, hey, I got you, go.
Yeah, I will never forget that. So, yes.
Yeah. So, have you seen anything interesting while showing houses so far?
Interesting. Only thing, like, basically a couple of homes I showed with this one client was for a rental property. She was looking for it with her budget, but every home we went to was sort of disgusting. So
rough.
I didn't want to like step my foot in, but I was trying to like keep myself close together and not touch anything. But I gotta get over it though, because it's not that bad. But I don't know if you're not used to it.
Yeah, it can be.
And I was like, You know, I don't want to say negative things to the client.
Smells like shit in here.
I know. I let them say it first, and then maybe I'll follow on and agree after. But yeah, I be trying to like fix my facial expressions and like, yes, yes, nice.
Yeah, it could be cleaned.
Yeah, most definitely.
I remember. So like early on, I remember I was in this like mid-century modern house, and you know I was a newer agent. And the house wasn't updated, but it wasn't supposed to be updated. But I didn't realize that because in my head, I'm like, man, you get in here, you just update. It's like, why would I update? This is what I want. It's supposed to look like 70s.
Right.
I was like, oh, okay. But then it totally shown that like I didn't really know what I was talking about when he's looking for mid-century modern houses.
Yeah.
So I did like what you just did was the smartest thing. Let them talk first. Like, dude.
Because they might like it.
Yeah. They might like it, man. And your job is not, you don't know what people like. You have an idea. You know what you like, but it don't always equal out to what everyone else likes, you know?
Yeah.
Some people don't want the cookie cutter homes. Like me and Mike live in very cookie cutter homes. Like is your house kind of like cookie cutterish or is it totally unique, different or what?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's more simple.
Yeah.
It's nothing like extravagant or nothing like that.
Yeah, like I don't think I want to live in a log cabin. Well, there's a lot of people that want to live in a log cabin, you know what I'm saying? So it's always, you just gotta, to me, I try to figure out what my people are actually looking for. And I try to put myself in their view. And then that's what I'm looking for, you know, like, hey, if the hugest closet in the world is the most important thing to you, then that's what we got to go and look for, you know? Like, so yeah, every client's completely different.
Yeah.
Every person's a little different. So it's just being able to adapt.
Yeah, I think the key thing is to listen. Like sometimes I think for realtors, we listen to a certain extent and not all the way.
What'd you say?
See, you got me.
No, you're 100% right.
But yeah, so I think like if they take the time and listen a little longer before, you know, saying what they need to say, I think things will go a lot more smoother.
Agreed.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think you got to look through it, look at everything through their eyes. You know, like what's important to you now needs to become important to me.
Right.
And when I'm showing a house, like one of the things I'm always looking for is structural stuff. I'm not trying to waste someone's money on an inspection if I think I can see something that's visually wrong with the house, you know? Right. So, you know, like if I walk around and I see a bunch of crazy cracks or the house is shifting in different spots.
Right.
I'll let them know. Like I call out structural stuff, but I don't call out, hey, these counters are pink. Because I don't know, they might want counters that are pink, you know?
Right.
So I'm always looking for stuff that I don't want to waste money on an inspection because you also don't want, you know, it's even though it's not emotional for us for what we do for a living. It's not emotional at all, you know, on the actual house, you know? Yeah, there's emotions in helping your person get the house, helping them show houses, all that. But when you go into a property, like, I just want to make sure it's not a waste of time. I don't want them to get so excited about buying this house and then be like, the inspector's like, well, man, this foundation looks pretty messed up, or there's mold here, or there's, you know.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, I saw all that stuff. And those people are like, man, this dude just wasted my inspection money, wasted my time, and most of all, wasted my emotions because they're in contract. They think they're buying a new house. That's an emotional thing for most people.
Right.
Yep.
And then you're either going to lose your client, you pissed off your client, you didn't do what was best for them. You know, like at the end of the day, do what's best for them and everything else will work out.
Yes, I
Fiduciary
agree.
duty. Yeah.
Yes, most definitely. I agree.
Because, you know, like you're saying, like, you know, to you, like, that counter's pink. To them, they're probably thinking that's just cosmetic. We're going to either, you know, replace that. So you don't know what they're thinking. Because, like, when we bought this house, first thing we did before we moved in is rip all the carpet out, put new wood floors, tile floors, you know. We didn't care about the cosmetic stuff. Just to make sure, like, you know, Daniel was saying, the bones of the house, you know, good, you know, foundation, no cracks, no mold, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I try to look at too. Like, I just recently found out, like, if you see a crack, like, in the driveway, see if that crack continues throughout the house.
One good spot to look is the garage. The garage will tell a lot of stories.
Okay.
Because that is actually part of the actual foundation. Unless it's poured afterwards, that was poured the same time as the house.
Okay.
So if it's got some crazy crack, I mean, you're going to have like little thin cracks in there. That's usually not a big deal. But if you see some couple big cracks or some crumbling, then that could be a big sign.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah, because it's probably like the lightest part of the house, and the heavy part's probably like dipping, which is causing it to crack. You know?
Also, there's no floors covering any of that stuff up.
Right.
So, you don't know. I remember my old house, I had a rent house. It was my first house I ever bought, and then we rented it out for a while. And at one point, whenever it would rain real bad, the water was coming up through basically a crack in the foundation. The foundation had already been repaired. So I guess when it did it, it made a crack on the inside. And we didn't know what it was at first. We couldn't figure it out. And then finally, we had to rip up the floors and then put like this amazing sealant so it wouldn't come up anymore. And it was just a crack in the foundation, and somehow water would seep through.
Oh, wow.
When it rained too much, which...
That little small thing made such a huge problem.
You couldn't even see it because it was under the, we had a floor, like wood flooring. So then, when you rip that up, you're like, oh, that's where it's coming from.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, the first house I sold, it was wood floor, and the pieces were coming up, and there's a leak.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was getting ready to show the house, and I stopped by there, and it's like, oh, man, dude. I was like, this can't be happening right now.
Yeah.
The buyers didn't care, though. They said they knew about it. I was like, awesome. You don't care about it? All right, let's continue.
So you have kids. How do you handle that? How many kids do you have?
Well, I have 5 kids and 2 grandkids.
Yeah.
And so we all live together. Me transitioning from working 9 to 5 to being full-time realtor, it's been a lot for my kids because they see me at home, so they think I'm available. So they be like, Mom, I need to go here. I need to go here. I need to go there. Mom. And so we had to have a conversation to let them know I'm still working, so I'm not available. So just imagine me at Rooms to Go. You don't have access to me, and I can't leave. So just put that in play for now, okay?
Yeah. My kids will come barging up in the office sometimes, like, hey, I need you to take me here. I'm like, dude, I'm listing a house, or I'm doing this, or I'm about to walk out the door. I can't take you, know? And my wife works most days at home too, but she's in her office downstairs, and there's like a glass like window, glass doors. But so if you walk by and you're trying to get her attention, she won't look up. She's sitting there typing. She's on a conference call. We're like, okay, that means don't go in there. You know? She looks up. She's like, oh, hey. Like, I think like first 4 or 5 times Mike ever came over and he started working on my team.
I'd walk past and she was in the zone. Didn't even know I even walked in the house.
Because she ain't going to look up because she can't get distracted.
Yes. I need to get like her.
Yeah. That's how my wife is. She'll be in her office till like 2 a.m, writing quotes, and my friend's like, does she ever take a break? Man, she works like late.
I'm thinking I'm gonna have to do more of a coffee shop, but by me changing back over to my old brokerage, they do have an office, so I'm just gonna have to go more into the office until my kids adapt more to me being at home but working. Because if I'm at home, they're gonna try to like just scream my name consistently. So,
Mom.
Did you like going in the office, or how recently did you switch back?
Well, I had went to LPT. Basically, the reason why I switched because LPT didn't charge me monthly dues, and my old brokers did. But I was working full time, so I was like, I'm paying monthly dues, so why? I need to stay over here. Let me go over here. I don't have to pay the monthly because I'm not really being active. But now that I'm active, I switched back because they have a stronger leadership team, so I like it better. So.
Have you gone in the office at all and sat in there, or how's that vibe there? Well, vibe, nice. But
it's nice. I haven't been since I recently joined back. I recently joined back like a week ago.
Oh, okay, cool.
So it's very recent. But when I was a part of it, the office vibe was pretty cool. It's a nice building off of Westheimer. You got nice views. So it puts you in the zone. You have a gym in there as well as a cafeteria. So if you don't have to leave the building, you just want to straight work, you can. So
that's cool.
I like that part.
Yeah. See, I used to work at a brokerage back in the day in like what is it? Kind of River Oaks area.
Okay.
And I worked at Intero, which is owned by Warren Buffett. Well, got bought out by Warren Buffett when I was working there. And I liked a lot of the people in there, man. But we had a lot of different agents, And sometimes someone would just come in there and you're like, I don't need to hear your shitty day or how you don't like this or you don't like this other agent, And we only had like big, long tables.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I would go in sometimes just kind of get out of the house and like hear some other stuff, to be around a coworker. Because sometimes being at home by yourself, working all the time can get old.
Yeah.
But Yeah, man, I would be in there sometimes. I'm like, why did I come in here? You know,
Yeah.
Like back in high school, listen to
Yeah.
gossip. Like, man, we're
Totally.
too old for that shit, man.
yeah, I
But
got time for that.
But that's the reason why I like the vibe, because they really don't play on that. And if they feel like that's going on, they want you to report it.
Awesome.
For the most part, everybody smiles and giggles. If somebody is talking behind somebody's back, they not, engaging with everybody else to bring them into it. Because I'm more like you. I don't want to be involved in the negative energy. I came here for a positive workspace.
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't care what Sally, Bob, and John is doing outside of here, okay? It don't have nothing to do with my coins.
Unless they're having drinks after work. Then I'm in.
Yay.
Yeah, I think that was kind
Let's
of like,
celebrate this closing.
you always celebrate those closings, take those wins, man, take them. Do you have any questions for like someone's been doing this for a while? Either one of y'all, like, because I can answer some stuff for y'all.
Okay. Have you dealt with the Section A clients? I've been seeing like a lot of people saying we're trying to promote like if you're on Section A, they have this housing program. But like with the different things going on, in the United States, they basically trying to push that away. Do you think that program is going to sit around for the housing program? You think there's something to invest in, or do you think it's going to wash away eventually?
Man, I don't know. Right now, everything's just so up in the air. It's hard to tell like what's anything gonna do. Like I don't know what's gonna stick or not stick. Like we were saying, like the AI stuff earlier. Like the one thing that they were saying for like agents in general, and I was kind of switching it, but it's kind of they were saying if you do not adapt AI right now, that 50% of realtors won't be a realtor in a few years.
Oh, wow.
So like you adapting to anything. So the one thing like with all these programs, they're always kind of changing. There's different ones there. Like when I first became a realtor, I used to use a SETH program, which is the Southeast Housing Program to help someone first-time buyer get in. Right. So, and I one time, I told Mike before, like I one time got someone back like $1,000 at closing. There's certain programs, if you can get with a good lender and they know how to do it, like, and you could help people get in a house for very minimal amount of money.
Okay.
The downfall is usually you're just paying a higher interest rate. But if you don't have money saved up and you're tired of paying rent, I would pay that higher interest because let's say you're paying, right now interest rates are mid sixes. Let's say your interest rate's 7.5 or even, let's just say 7% if you're going to buy a house. Well, if you're renting, you're paying 93% interest.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the difference that you're paying. It's
Right.
100% interest. That's all you're doing. You're paying
Right.
someone else's mortgage.
Yeah. I actually, last year I had a client, she was a school teacher. She was looking for a home. But the thing was for her, when it came down to the money, the flood insurance and the taxes made her monthly note
Too high.
high. So she was like, I'm gonna be living paycheck to paycheck. And that was going in like with assistance with closing costs and things like that. And so basically for her to get a cheaper note, she would have to come in conventional and do the 20% down, which would bring that monthly note down. So I ended up putting her into a rental home. She should be, her lease should be coming up soon. So I'm gonna reach back out to her and see how she want to move forward with the 20% down or how she feel the monthly payments, because the house she wanted, I mean, it wasn't that bad. It was like around $310,000, $310 or whatever.
So her payments probably would have been about $2,700 a month.
Oh no, her payments ended up being like $33.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, because the program?
Yeah, so that was.
And then
the
what'd you get
issue.
her in a rental for? How much?
Her rental was like $2,100 a month.
Oh, yeah.
So
that's
yeah, it was
a big difference.
Yeah, so hopefully she's ready and maybe saved up for the 20% down.
So the one thing that I usually tell people that are in that spot, especially they're going to live in a house for a while, so even if she was paying $2,000 a year, right, or $2,000 a month, well, that's what, $24,000 a year. She stays in that house. That's $48,000 a year that she just paid in rent. Versus she should have just bought herself a house with a payment of $2,100, lived in it for 2 years. And then it's been her homestead for 2 years. She can turn around, either rent it out, sell it, do whatever she wants to. And most likely she's had equity in that house by now. Okay. And if not, even if you sold it for, let's say you lost $10,000 on when you go to sell the house, let's say the house is, $200,000 and you can only sell it for $190,000. Well, that means you paid $10,000 to rent a house hypothetically over the last 2 years versus you spend $48,000 to live in a place for 2 years.
And at that point, I mean, you're pretty much helping the owner pay their house off, when
That's all you're doing.
and you could be doing it for yourself,
Exactly.
But that's what makes it hard, You're in a situation where you can't afford that little bit extra to have your own house, and you're forced to rent and help someone else pay their mortgage off, Yeah, it's kind of a tough situation to be in.
Yeah, I think it's really important to always show someone like their long-term goals. Don't just look at the short-term goals. I mean, obviously every case is different. When someone's like, "I'm just going to rent," you're like, "All right," and nothing you can do,
Right.
But you always want to I try to you sure you don't want to try to buy a house that's probably similar to what you're going to be renting. A lot of times some houses are similar. What you're spending $2,000 a month on for a rental, you can probably buy it for the same amount. Right. And after your first year, they're going to jack up your rent anyways most of the time.
Right.
So,
yeah. So, like me being new, I don't know the answer to this, but credit, I know, plays a big part.
So debt to income and credit.
Right. So, I mean, I'm sure that's the big, difference in being a renter as opposed to being a buyer, for most people.
Another thing too, if she was approved for that amount of money, it means she can afford that amount of money. And some people don't want to be house poor. I understand that. Not telling you not to do that, but my whole thing is most of the time, if people would just cut back on something simple, like I don't go to Starbucks every morning. That's $7.
Yeah.
In a month.
Yeah,
was that the $100 or $200 a month that made
that's
that
$50
difference?
a week, right? So that's.
I'm saying that usually it's something small.
$200 a month. Jesus, if you think about it.
Yeah, no, it's easy, man. I mean, don't eat out 5 days a week or 3 days a week. Cut one of those out. Because right now, man, you go buy a burger or something, you're $10, $12.
Easy.
So if you cut out just a few meals or whatever, usually if it's just a few $100 difference, just try to show them you're going to actually own something. You're going to want to spend more time home too. Most time when people buy a house, they don't go out as much. They still do stuff, but they want to be home.
Yeah.
You want to hey, I'm going to paint this room this weekend.
My castle.
Yes. Yeah. But let me enjoy what I paid for.
Exactly.
Shit, we can't get Mike out of the house half the time
Right?
here.
I know. I love being home. I'm a homebody.
I know. You have a nice home though.
Thank you.
Well, man, crap, man, we're already rolling. Look at that.
I know.
All right, well, let's do some pictures, man.
right.
Anything else you have? Anything you want to go over? Or I'm not trying to cut you short.
Oh no, you're good.
Easy. See, you were worried we wouldn't have enough time to talk. Crap,
I know.
Man.
Let's keep going.
Part 2. Let's go. Hey, re-record. Do the clap. Let's go.
Bam.
All right, so we're going to show you some pictures and then have you describe what you're seeing. Okay.
Okay. So this is like a game.
Kind of. It's like our little
Realtor experience. Let's see what you think.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay.
What are you seeing here?
I see the toilet in the shower.
Yeah, toilet in the shower.
All right. Okay.
Man, it's just easy. This way you can take care of all your business at once.
I don't know if I like that idea. The toilet inside the shower. I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna still be dirty if I get inside that shower.
Yeah, it's this man.
How easy is it to clean that toilet when you use the shower afterwards?
No, I'll be like, no, stretch it
man.
out. Stretch it out. Stretch it out.
Yeah, this is giving me the ick right now.
Yeah, that
The thing
is.
it's actually nice tile. It's nice.
Right,
It's
it
not it's not like a dungeon.
Yeah, it
it's
just doesn't make sense.
very handicap.
Yes.
Maybe.
Well, yeah, I see the handrail.
Handicap accessible.
Yeah,
I didn't even see that. Yeah, look at that.
Is that a sink above to wash your hands? Is that what it is?
Yes, it is.
Oh, dude.
Oh, wow.
I've been arrested once, and that's exactly what it was like in
In prison.
I didn't go to prison, but I just I was arrested.
Well, jail
I spent some
cell.
time in the Pasadena jail one night. I'm sure Mike's been there more than once.
Yeah, 1 or 2 times.
Drive by.
Once or twice.
It's all coming out now. Here
You
it
get
goes.
one phone call.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
My mom, Cuban as hell, hung up on me.
Oh, wow.
Let his ass rot in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Come get me now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we made a jacuzzi style. I don't know. Is it an electric chair?
Right. Well,
Is it wires inside the?
I see fish inside the actual pool.
Is it?
So basically,
it's
this is
like
a baby.
goldfish.
This is like a little kid's pool with a white plastic outside chair
I think it's an electric chair
inside the house.
because It has all these wires and water, electric and water electrocution. So somebody trying to get electrocuted is what I'm seeing. This electric.
Are those fishing rods out there in the corner?
Oh wow.
It's pretty grainy, so you know.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Have you seen that yet?
I don't want to
I
go
have
near
not
it.
seen this picture in person. This is one we just pulled offline. So
Yeah, I
sometimes
wanna-
it's some stuff we see in person. But
I want to live. So I think if I see that in person, I'm not.
if
Yeah.
I walked in that house,
I'm walking
turning-
out.
Yeah, I'm like
really
If I
fast.
lock that door, I'm out.
Imagine showing your client the house and you open the door. It's like, just shut the door. Yeah, you don't want to see that.
Oh, that's an amazing idea. Like, come on in.
But when I went out to, I like to do content of houses. And so I went out in a very rural area and it was a big old house. And normally I'm not scared, but this one particular one, I got scared. I don't know why, but it just looked so creepy.
Give you a vibe.
Was it a
Yeah.
feeling?
I don't know. I think it's because the house was so large and then I started playing my movie I don't like is Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So it gave me that type of vibe when I was in that house. I was like,
I know exactly what you mean.
I'm videotaping really fast. Zoom. Let me get up out of here.
Were you there by yourself?
Yeah, I
Oh,
was.
yeah.
And the house
Man.
was so big. It was like, I'm all the way over here. Like, anybody can walk in. I don't
The
know.
doors gonna slide open and like, there's a guy with the big old
They
apron
can
on.
hide me. They ain't gonna find me for a while.
Yeah. I've definitely been in a few that are like, I don't think I want to be in here much longer.
Yes.
'Cause it is a weird job, man. Your job is to meet strangers in empty houses.
Yeah.
Like,
It can be very scary.
exactly
Yes.
what your mom told you not to do. Don't meet strangers in empty houses.
Like-
Like, you know what? That's my career.
Yeah. Oh, one question. So, like, for you, I know you've been in the game for a while. Do you feel like, I know it's been like a lot of back and forth with being a realtor. Should you be a realtor that carry, or do you recommend that?
Man, I will bring a gun when it's the right time. Like, I usually don't, but if I end up, like when I was newer, I showed a lot of stuff in the hood, I just
okay.
didn't care. And I didn't know the people. Nowadays, you're already having to get a buyer's rep. They're pre-approved. They're all this stuff. But back in the day, I was taking these leads off like Trulia back in the day. Where you want to meet, I'll go, So I would bring a gun a lot more. Nowadays,
Probably
I
at night,
usually
right?
don't.
Like, especially at night, I'd be like,
Yeah.
I'm by
Yeah.
myself in this big ass house. I'm packing.
So, like, do you like for me, like the latest showing I have done is like 7 p.m. Do you do any showings past that? Like, if it's going to more like sunset, going to the dark hours?
Yeah, I don't really care. No one's kidnapping my ass. I was like, oh no, we can't handle him.
Be like, girl, I don't want you.
Yeah,
like it's us being guys, like
yeah, it's a little
Like-
different for us.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I get creeped out too. People think it's just the ladies that get creeped out. No, we get creeped out too.
Yeah,
so it's
okay.
not just the girls. Like,
Yeah,
man,
and if you ever, I used to do this for one of my friends back in the day too. Like, sure, if she'd meet someone, she would just have me go with her. So if you're
Okay.
ever in that spot and around, and you need help, if someone in your brokerage can't do it, man, me and
Yeah.
Michael just show up just to walk out with you.
yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you.
We'll take a big part of that commission though too. But
Like, I give you some. I'm alive. I'm alive.
yeah, no, man. Anytime you ever feels something weird, I would recommend either don't do it, bring someone with you, and
Just go with your first instincts on what you're feeling for the moment. Yeah.
I wouldn't be like, I got a creepy feeling. Let me bring a gun, because those two things alone, it's like, okay, I already got a bad vibe, and now I'm introducing a potential danger into the situation.
And I don't, whether you're in someone else's home, what are those rules
Yeah,
like?
right, yeah.
Because even when I do bring one, I don't bring it in the house; it's just in my car.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if something did crazy happen, it means I got to fight my way out, get to my trunk, and then,
Yeah.
So-
Do you think like the buyer rep agreements have like? Do you think that was the reason they put that they put that into play to cut back on like who you're meeting or?
I don't know. So like some of the people that are like done this, like my friend Angel that was on, like she said she has never once gone to a house before not meeting the people. Like she's just like, I'm a female, like the one reason why I've never felt scared around a client, because I've met them all in person, whether it's at like a Starbucks or whatever. And then she goes over her agreement and their stuff with them. And she's been doing buyer reps since she started 13 years ago. I never used to do them. But yeah, I think, part of it was just too many people were feeling that the reason why they put that in is so many people were saying, like, I shouldn't have to pay the buyer's agent, and you never had to pay it. You never had to pay it. So it's just more of like, I guess someone, when they made that big lawsuit, it's just more one of those other cover your ass. So basically, if the seller's not paying your compensation, then your buyer's supposed to pay that for you, and that's what your agreement's for.
Okay.
And I mean, I'm sure it helps with some safety, but man, who knows? It's still a weird job at the end of the day.
Yeah, most definitely. One of my fears is when I do open houses for tenants that's still living there. I be like, I don't know. I watch too much TV. So I be like, what if they want it? What if somebody put a hit on them and I just happen to be here then?
Oh, wow.
I think crazy, huh?
No.
I watch too much TV. I'm going to start watching it.
No, I mean, that stuff happens.
You're like in a mob house.
Right.
That's why it's like, I'm doing an open house, like, la, 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 la. Somebody come in. I'm like, I don't even know. I'm just a realtor.
Yeah.
Where's our stash at? I don't know anything. What's stash? What is a stash? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that's hysterical. All right, let's see. What we got next? Oh, man.
I am not going in that bathroom. For one, my pet peeve is touching anything in the bathroom, like my skin touching walls in the bathroom. I cannot do it. Mm-mm.
Wow.
I will hold it. We would have
This
to go.
is like the most narrow bathroom of all time where a toilet barely fits.
How'd they even get
How
it
can
in there?
you fit? I cannot fit in that.
Yeah, I ain't getting in there.
That's like this small.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go use it sideways.
Man, that is pretty
Crazy.
damn weird.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Toilet in a small bathroom.
Is it in a
Yeah.
train?
That's
Man.
long. Ooh, it could be like a.
It's probably like 2.5 to 3 foot wide.
Man,
like
it's
long
barely any
hallway.
longer than that toilet. I don't know how you get that
Yeah.
plumbing in there.
Yeah, I don't
That's
think
a big toilet for the little space. I just want to make sure you fit.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
All right, one more. Who we got? Oh, man.
Oh wow!
Don't know why so many of these always have toilets in them, but most of the weird ones always have toilets in it.
I see.
And
Blue
this is the
taped off.
bathroom. Yeah, this is live, laugh, and poop.
Words to live by.
All right.
The toilet is it's like winterized, so they have like tape all across that in the sink. Mm-hmm. So you ain't
Fresh.
pooping. Woof.
Yeah. You're gonna run to
Definitely
the
not
gas
pooping.
station.
You might live and laugh, but you're definitely not pooping.
No.
And if you're pooping, you ain't living and laughing.
Still not good.
Well, man, that's pretty much it. You got anything you want to plug? You want to send out your
plug
number?
yourself.
Anyone needs to get a hold of you?
Well, you can check out my Instagram, Treniecee_your realtor. My phone number you can reach me at is 832-409. Oh Lord, 7448, I think.
Here,
Or you can just call us. No.
I have two different numbers. I'm sorry.
Oh, you have a work number too?
Yeah, I made it
look
more
at
for
you
work.
being smooth.
Yes, because I like to answer the phone professionally, and I see when my kids calling, it just like overlap. So I'm like, I
Yeah.
sort of can
That's
break
actually
that
a good
up.
idea.
All right.
Yeah.
To reach Treniecee here, her phone number is 936-466-8996.
All right, you can hit me on that one too as well.
All right.
Shoot a text.
All right. Well, thank y'all for listening and watching.
And thank you for coming on the show.
Yes, it's been an honor.
All right. Thank y'all.
Yes,
Peace.
peace. That was cool.